Hey, this is Michael, one of the three owners of Squeeze, coming at you from the Squeeze studio. And one of the biggest questions that we get on a regular basis is what does it cost to get my small business website online? Just get it up there. Everybody knows you need a website for basically anything these days. Unless you're trying to keep it a secret, you need a website. So what do you need to do to get a small business website live, and how much is it going to cost? So that is a question with a wide range of answers. In a few years in this business, we've come across websites that have cost upwards of $250,000. We didn't build them, but that's not really the zone that we work in. We work for small businesses, so not in those budget ranges. But there are websites out there that are millions over the course of the years that they're developed. And so the high end is about as high as you can think of. And then the low end is what I'm going to show you today, the low end that works. Now, the areas in between those two things are pretty wide. And Squeeze, we tend to operate in the small business website zone of somewhere of pricing between $4,000 and $20,000, depending on the website's capability. Even that's a pretty big range, and I'll explain what's going on with some of that as we go through the video. But the short upfront explanation is it's all about the quality and complexity of the design on the site, the different graphics, the different graphic integrations of features on the site, how smooth everything looks and on brand with the right color scheme looking correctly together. It's not just data plugged into a theme. Now, also, websites can perform functions. When you buy products on a website, that is an e-commerce website. It's got a payment function. It's got an inventory function. It has product pages. So that e-commerce function is something that tends to be a little more expensive to add to a website. Additionally, websites can do things like schedule appointments for the business owner. Users get on the website and go through a scheduling function. Websites can house a video library for education purposes or whatever other reason. So, and then we've built sites that have client portals, so a business site that has a list of clients that once a portal their client can log into on their website, see account statuses, invoices, things of that nature. So a website can do a lot of different things, and what you need your site to do is going to be directly proportional in the complexity of that to the price at the end of the day. So what we're talking about for the purposes of this website is your standard small business website requirement. That's a home page, an about page, services pages to account for the major services that the business provides or the major products that the business provides. And then at the end, a contact page that's got the embedded map, details about the business location, hours, things of that nature. There's a bunch of other things we want to see on the site, but those are the main pages. So we're going to get right into that. There are a bunch of different website builders out there. Most people have heard of WordPress as a main content management system. That's what we like to call these things. The platform you actually build the visual website content on, what you're going to see on the front end of the website, is called the content management system. Now, there's quite a few of those. WordPress is a major one. Wix is the one we're going to be using today. We call those easy builder systems. Wix, SquareSpace, Weebly. Systems like that, content management systems like that, tend to be a little bit more like a PowerPoint site, PowerPoint slide when you're building it, versus looking at code or looking at a back-end dashboard and then having to go check what the front end looks like as the result of your changes. So we're over at Wix right now. I'm logged into the Team Squeeze, and you can see some of the client websites that are here. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to a different account for the purpose of the demonstration. And I'll log in. Now you can set up your account with Wix, and it's free to set up that account. So we're going to use a generic website that we've built for a different purpose and explain exactly how to go through this here. So I'll be messing with this site when we talk about bringing the site live, but we're going to start from scratch so that you know exactly what it takes to build this site. So we're on this. You'll see no sites here or whatever you happen to see, but we're going to go to this blue button over here, create new site. Pretty easy. So once you go to this create new site section, it's very simple, very intuitive as you go through the process. Now, we're going to go with business, but there's a lot of other options here, and I'd encourage you to explore those options and just see what the site templates look like. So we're going to go create the website with the Wix editor, and we're going to choose a template. All right, so the first step is get your content management system, get your template set up, and start building your websites. All right, so build your website on Wix is our first of 4 steps here. Now, you can pick your business category. We're going to choose a small local service business. I've done a bunch of different examples in here as demonstrations. You can see in the account several that I've built just for the purpose of demonstration. So we're going to assume that you have a cleaning company. So we're going to go with this cleaning service. Now, you can see there's just so many templates in here with so many different categories of business that you've got all the options you need to really pick something that is going to be a pretty close fit to whatever kind of business you do. So we're going to pick this cleaning site. Hit the edit button. Brings us over to the Wix website editor. You see we've got a couple of tabs open at this point. And as you see, when this loads, it's a pretty fully built site already, and everything is just placeholder images, placeholder text. Now, you can use a lot of the stuff that's in this theme, but understand if it's there and it's easily accessible for you, it's also there and easily accessible for everyone else that gets on Wix. And so you may be compromising some of the uniqueness of your page or the individual branding of your business or whatever it is if you stick with all of this exact stuff. But you can go through here, and really the easiest thing is to pick a theme that's got a general color scheme that works well for you, and then change out your images, adjust the fonts how you need to, and get your information onto the page. The most important thing is to get a page live at this point. And so when we talk about unique customizations and things like that, don't worry about that yet. Just make sure you get your logo up here. You know, when you look at this stuff, these menus are relatively intuitive. So these are all of your different pages. You've got add a page button. I'm not going to do a complete website building tutorial on how to build a website on Wix, but it's so intuitive. It is very much like building a PowerPoint slide. You click on the thing you want to change or adjust. All you do is just click on it. You can edit the text. You can change the fonts. You can change the color of the text. Whatever you need to do, you can change in these menus, and it's very easy to do so. If you want to get rid of something, you want to change this to an email now button, you can either go in here, set the link up to email you, put your email address in there, change this text, and then it becomes a link to email you. Or if you want to get rid of this entire thing, you can get rid of this little text block. You can get rid of this little portion, that little strip across there, drag this one up, and boom, that portion of the website's gone, just like that. So it's very easy to move these things around, change around what you need, and get your information onto the website. Now, writing the content you need to write, talking about your business, describing our company, that stuff, if you have problems with that, I would recommend you kind of go back to the drawing board with the business plan there. But this should get you where you need to go to get a website going. All right, so assume we've put your information in here, we've changed out some images, we've got the right stuff that you need. Now, this is your home page. This is set up so that all of the information about your stuff, remember what I said, the home, about, services, and contact pages are all kind of built into this one-page website. So this is the simplest solution you can have. But if you'd like to have sub-pages, a list of services where each service has their own page, you can do that as well. All you have to do is add a page here, got a new page, you can call that service number 1, whatever it is, and you're building the page just like that. You can add in strips, which are the large strips that go across the page. You can add in these strips, change out these images, change out these texts, do whatever you need to modify the website how you'd like and get it looking the way you want. Now, this is going to be the most time-intensive part of this entire process, and it's going to take some trial and error, some getting used to learning the Wix platform or whichever platform you like to use, but this is the simplest way to get something onto a website, get some content ready to publish as quickly as possible with the lowest budget. Now, if you're going to spend your budget on anything as a small business owner, I would recommend a professional website first. But not everybody has a couple $1,000s to throw at a website when you're just getting started, so let's continue with this. Now, this blue publish button seems to be what would hit the next. Hit next to get this website live. So get a free Wix domain. This will keep the domain free, but this is not going to function as your domain for your business website. So we'll call this test website. Now, eventually you're going to want to connect your own customized domain. Now, you can get domains through Wix, but I would recommend you get them from Google Domains because it's easier to manage and functions across all of your other Google accounts, assuming you have those there. So we're going to go over to Google Domains and set that up right now. Domains.google.com. Get a new domain. Now, what I would recommend is that you get a domain that has your city and your industry in it, your business name in it, some combination of that so that it makes sense. Keep it simple, keep it relatively short, and you want the kind of domain where you can just say it to someone and not have to explain a weird character or explain some spelling or have it be super long to the point where it's inconvenient to write down. You want convenience and simple explanation in the domain name. So if we're going to do a cleaning website, let's do a cleaning website for Columbia, South Carolina. I'm going to check and see if Columbia Cleaning Pros is unavailable. We're going to go with here we go, Mike's Cleaning SC. We're just picking a random domain here. So if we add this, it's going to cost $12 per year, and you'll be able to check out immediately. Now that $12 ends up being something like a couple dollars more, includes some privacy, things like that. So we're going to add this to cart. Then you go to your cart, and this is what you see. Privacy protection is on. Yeah, okay, so total due today is $12. Auto renew yearly. Privacy protection, which you definitely do want privacy protection. That keeps people from calling you, solicitors and things like that. A bunch of people will scan the listings of newly registered URLs, and anyone that doesn't have privacy protection gets a ton of solicitation calls. Minimum of 30 to 50 in the first couple of weeks after you register it, so privacy protection is worth it. Then you just go to checkout and you've got your domain. Now, we're going to look at some of my domains, and some of these are a little bit silly, but we're going to look at a domain I manage for a friend, williamden.com. He's a friend of mine, and it's a worthwhile thing to get your name as a domain name. And so we've got this domain name sitting here, and we need to figure out how to put the website we just built on this domain. So the way to do this under Google Domains is go into DNS. You see this DNS right here? Now, there's a bunch of things in here, but these are Google domain name servers. We're going to end up using some custom domain name servers. So go back to Wix, and we're going to connect your own customized domain. So what we'll do is go over to another site that we've used and taken live, and frankly, we've paid for this one before, so without queuing any new charges for us, we'll go over to this other site that we've been playing around with as a test site, and we're going to show you what it takes to take a Wix website live on a domain you just got over at Google Domains. So we've got this test website, and we're going to publish it. All right, connect your own branded domain. We're going to upgrade this one. Now, you're looking at these different plans, and you got to figure out which one to spend money on and which one's going to be the best one for you. So we're going to look at the things down here and really focus this on a brand new small business. You probably are not going to need an events calendar or a logo built, a professional logo from Wix. You need a customized logo. Having a generic logo or something like that's going to come back to bite you. So we definitely need to remove the Wix ads. We don't need these hours of video. We don't need a free domain. We don't need ad vouchers, although you can use the ad vouchers to your benefit. And so it looks like all we really need is the unlimited, because we don't need all this extra stuff. All right, so we're going to take a look at unlimited. We're going to select that. Yearly, but you have multiple different options. And we're completing the purchase. All right. We're going to go back and set that to monthly. All right, so we're going to set this on monthly right now. Usually I would do this annually for a long-term site. This is obviously a test site. So we'll submit the purchase, and what this is hosting on Wix. Now, hosting is the place that the data for your site, the files, everything has to live someplace physically on someone's actual computer servers and then be accessed via data requests from the internet. That's the extreme layman's version of how this works. And so you have to pay somebody to host all of your files in a place where they can be accessed, indexed correctly, that kind of thing, so that your website is available. So you're going to pay Wix to host your files. Now, you can pay a number of different hosting situations for WordPress websites or other content management systems, but Wix mandates that you host with Wix because it's a customized platform like that. Now, we're going to connect this domain. This is obviously updated. Oh, excuse me here. So all right, then. We're going to go to Settings and Connect Domain. That previous window wasn't kind of updated with the fact that we paid for this here. All right, so we're going to connect a domain you already own. Now, this can be done through the dashboard as well. If you see over here, this dashboard, you can go into the Settings, Domain, Manage here. So you can access it from the dashboard here or from within the website editor here. So we'll look at the dashboard. All right, now what is our domain? We're going to use this placeholder domain here. So we have this domain that we put in and we hit next. Now it's going to find your domain provider and find it at Google. All right, so that's correct. It is from Google. Now it's going to give you the steps on what you need to go do on your Google Domains DNS settings. So from here, you sign into your Google account, go to Domains, click Manage My Domains, and sign in. All right, so that's where we've already done that. We picked up that domain. Go to DNS name servers. Next to the relevant domain, click DNS. DNS right there. So we're in the right spot. Change the name server type. So we're going to go to use custom name servers right there. And then we need to put in these two name servers as our custom ones. So we'll put one in here, hit the little plus button, go back over to Wix, copy the second one, put the second one in right there, and then hit save. And that's it. So we're going to hit this blue verify connection button. You don't really need to do that, but what you can do is just wait for it to update on its own. We're going to verify the connection just for fun and see if it makes sure that it looks good and that everything is connected and working. And then within a couple of minutes, you'll see your website live at that URL. Bingo. All right, so now let's go to the URL and check. Like I said, sometimes it can take a couple of minutes, but usually bingo right there. So we're all good to go and live at that URL. So it's pretty easy and quick to get this thing live when you know what you're doing and you've done it a couple of times. The first time through, especially building that Wix website, it'll take a few hours. It'll take some poking around and understanding of how to get around on the platform, change the things that you need to change. But hopefully this clears up at least the process a little bit, or one easy avenue to getting your small business website live and on the web as quickly as possible in a way that looks somewhat professional and can, represent the business publicly in a way that helps grow the business or bring some customers in. So if you have any questions about this, hit us up in the comments, send me an email. You can find the way to connect with us through social media right above my head, right here on the video. And we like talking to new small business owners. We like helping people answer questions that they're having trouble with. So hit us up, and thanks for watching.